so I'm back again for another video, and this video is a long-awaited video, you guys. When I mean long-awaited, I've been hinting at this video for I would believe years. I never really sat down and discussed it in its entirety, and I honestly forgot to do this video until one of my faithful supporters, one of my subscribers, she was like,
hi, you said you were going to do this video and you know what happened, people want to know.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I did say that, I'm going to do the video, so here it is. This is the story of why I locked my hair. I hope this video is not too long. I'm praying it isn't, but if it is, just sit back, enjoy, have a cup of tea, glass of wine, whatever you want, water, Kool-Aid, sucks up, bag juice, whatever. Just enjoy the video. Boom. So, all my life, I always wanted locks. But growing up in a Jamaican household, I already told you guys what's going to happen because you're going to be Rastafarian, the stereotypes, blah, 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 blah. Boom. Got older, became a grown woman, got married, and my husband had locks for many years. So even though I can have locks, I end up marrying someone with locks. My parents were like, what? But they loved him anyway. They saw him for who he was and they loved his locks, but still, I couldn't get locks. All right. I'm a grown woman now. I moved out on my own, lived with my husband, and I'm still admiring locks. But I had relaxed hair, and I'll insert pictures, as much pictures as I can, I will insert for you guys. But I still have relaxed hair. My husband, he's more of the type, like, you know, do what makes you happy, but he always said, you know, I really think you look beautiful with locks. I think you look beautiful with natural hair. He was always promoting to me, like, I think you look so bomb with natural hair. Like, you know, you should try it one day. Like, you know, he's always in the back of my head. If you really want locks, try it. You will look gorgeous with natural hair. Like, he had this thing for natural hair. Like, he thought that I would be like the queen of natural hair, you know. Make a long story short, I was like, no. Because first of all, I was scared of my family, what my parents would say. That was one thing that was preventing me from getting it, even though I wanted to. And then I didn't know how to style it, how it would work with my job. Because like I said, I was working in corporate America, in finance, have been all my life. So I didn't know how it was going to work out with my job. I didn't know how it was going to look. I had a lot of insecurities. But I admired locks so much in other people. Like, I thought it was so beautiful. So I just was hesitating. I was like, no, 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 it's not for me. But let me tell you, when things are for you and when it's meant to happen to you, when things are just for you, you can't stop it. So I forgot what year it was, maybe 2009, 2008, 2009 or so. I used to get really bad headaches. I never really, you know, paid much attention to it because I have a high pain tolerance. So when things hurt me, I just ignore it. But I would get headaches. I'm like, oh, whatever, it's just nothing. You know, I'll just brush it off. And I wouldn't take any pills. I'm not a pill popper. I don't really take pills unless I'm like on my deathbed. Like, trust me, I just don't. So I used to have headaches, whatever, I pushed through. But the headaches would come more frequently, pushed through. And then one day I was combing my hair, which is my relaxed hair, and I remember I touched something like hair, and I was like, ooh, it sent like a sharp pain through my body. And I'm like, well, how the heck am I getting tender-headed all of a sudden? I've never been tender-headed, but now I'm tender-headed. Brush it off. But that same day, my head hurt me the entire time. So I was like, let me just feel around. And I felt around in my head, and I checked, and there was a bump there. I'm like, what is this bump doing here? And every time I would touch the bump, it would hurt. But me being stubborn, left it alone, like whatever, will go away. It's just a bump, boop. Like months, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, months passed. I just made sure I didn't touch that area. I was like, whatever, will go away. And I would still get headaches occasionally. And my husband was like, you know what, you need to get that thing checked out because you don't know what it is, what's in your head. Like there was this big, and it wasn't like big, like you can see, it was like a good sized bump, and it was, you know, getting bigger and bigger, but not, it wasn't huge big, but over time you can see where it was growing little, like from like a pimple and became to a bigger pimple, it got bigger and bigger. You couldn't see it from looking at me, but if you looked at my scalp, like parted my hair and looked at my scalp, you would see it. I was like, all right, fine. So we just thought the worst at first. So I was like, let me go see a neurologist because I don't know, maybe I don't know what is going on in my head. Went to see a doctor. They did some tests, looked at it, whatever. They're like, oh, it's nothing too crazy. It's nothing to do with your brain or anything. So that was out the way. I was very relieved. But they said definitely take care of it because it could lead to something bad. So they sent me to see a dermatologist because it was more of a topical issue. Went to see a dermatologist, and this was, I remember, early 2010. So I went to see it, no, lies, it wasn't 2010. It was like 2008, 2009 still, yeah. Went to see a dermatologist, and she took a look at it, and it got bigger. Still not, like, you can't see it from a distance, but it had grown since the first time I realized it. She took a look at it, and luckily she found out, she diagnosed me with what's called a Pilar Cyst. You guys can feel free to Google it if you guys want to see images of what they look like, a Pilar Cyst. I don't have any pictures of mine because I never thought to take pictures. I was just like, okay, it's Pilar Cyst. But she said it wasn't cancerous or anything. But what she did stress is it is something that the more you affect her, the more you bother it, the more it will grow. And if it continues to grow, eventually over time, she would recommend that I have surgery just to cut it and remove the cyst that's inside of it. And I was like, wait, surgery? And she was like, yeah, the more you bother it, the more chemicals you put on it, the more you touch it, you know, the more you irritate it, the more it will grow. And that's when I was like, wait a minute, like, you mean cut? Like, it's not a major surgery. I don't want you guys to think it's a major brain surgery, but still, I don't like taking medicine to begin with. Not even a regular Tylenol. I don't want anyone to cut any part of me. That's just like, ugh, unless I have no choice. So that is what really woke me up when she said,
the more you irritate it, the more it's going to grow.
In 2000, I had 2 weddings, which is another story I'll tell you guys about. I got married twice. My husband, yes, I had the City Hall wedding, which is 2007, and then I had the big, extravagant wedding, which I didn't care for, but I did it for my parents. Even though I was warned by her not to irritate it anymore, but my wedding day, the big wedding, the big, you know, extravagant white dress, poof, everything, limo, people, everything was coming up. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my hair for my big wedding because I don't know anything about natural hair. So I have to relax my hair again. So I said to my husband, he was so against it. He said, don't do it. But I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to relax my hair one last time. Just one last time because I don't know what else to do with it for my wedding day. And I remember the date exactly. I relaxed my hair. And I remember it was just burning me in that area the entire time. But me being uneducated about natural hair, me being ignorant about how to style natural hair, me thinking I didn't have much choices, me being scared to get locks, I did not get locks. I relaxed my hair and I had a beautiful wedding. Beautiful. But I remember the days after, even when I was on my honeymoon, I was getting headaches again and it was itching me and irritating me in that spot. So 2009 was the last time I relaxed my hair, on June 25th, the day before my wedding. But like I said, on the honeymoon, it was itching me, it was irritating me, I had headaches. I was like, you know what, don't do this to yourself, girl. You're much smarter than this. Your life means more. I don't know how serious this can get, this is it. So boom, time passed. After the honeymoon, like a month or so passed, I didn't relax my hair again. I didn't know what to do with my hair. I was confused. So I started getting braids, like, you know, the African box braids. I had box braids, Senegalese twists, all the different braids from the African braiders. I would go every 2 months or so to get my hair braided. And over time, I was like, no, this can't work because when them Africans snatch your edges when they're braiding it, it looks cute the first day or two, but girl, you can lose a lot of edges if you keep doing it on a regular basis. So I knew that life wasn't for me. But also as well, loose natural hair wasn't for me either because I couldn't be bothered. Like, it's just too much maintenance of combing and and twisting every night and putting it up. It was just too much maintenance to me, and I knew that I didn't want that lifestyle. So I started researching different locks. And I love the traditional locks, but like the smaller version. But still, because I was scared of what my family would say about locks, I was scared to get those type of locks because I didn't want them to know that I had locks. Silly, I know. So that's when I somehow got introduced to sister locks. I'm like, it's natural hair, it's locks, but it doesn't look like locks. So I gravitated more towards sister locks because I wanted to hide it from my family but still protect myself and my health by getting locks but not let my family think I got locks. Does that make sense? So time passed and I kept looking more into sister locks and I was still getting my braids from the Africans, and I was like, you know, this is it. I'm done with getting my African braids. I looked up a loctician on the Sister Locks website. There's one in Queens, and I went to her for a consultation, and in March of 2010 is when I installed my Sister Locks. I shelled out a lot of money, a good amount of money, to get my Sister Locks installed. It took about 3 days. I think it was a span of, if you add up the hours together, I think it was like 48 hours or 47 hours, but it was over a span of 3 days. And I got the smallest size I could have because I wanted to hide the fact that I had locks. So they were so like thread-like small, you guys. They were tiny, 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 tiny. I got the smallest that I could, which is why it was more money, because you see how much hair I have? I have a lot of hair, and I got the smallest size that I could get. So it cost a lot, but I was willing to pay for it because, first of all, my health was a factor, and I wanted to hide the fact that I had locks. So that's the reason why I got locks. And then over time, my personality just developed. I became my own woman. I stopped being scared of my family, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm a grown woman. I can do whatever I want. And I realized that even though I think Sister Locks is beautiful, and even though I still appreciate it, it's not what I really, really wanted. So, and I realized that like about a year or so later, when I was pregnant with my son, I went to get my hair retightened, and my retightenings would take a good anywhere from 6 hours up. 6 to 8 hours would always be the retightening session, and she charged by the hour. So I was shelling out cash to get it retightened, and it was just so costly. And then when I was pregnant with my son, I was getting my last retighten. I was getting a retightening, and it was so uncomfortable because I'm pregnant and I'm sitting there for hours. And she was very nice, a very nice lady. We'll take breaks, but when you're pregnant, no matter how much breaks you take, it's just never enough. You just want it to be done with. You just want to be done with everything. So I'm thankful to her. But I remember I was like, you know, I can't do this anymore. I can't. But earlier in the year of 2012, I'm sorry you guys, 2012, because I had my son. So I had my Sister Locks for over a year, sorry. So my year mark was 2011, which is when I cut off the relaxed ends, because when I started my Sister Locks, I had my relaxed hair still, because I did not want to do a big chop, because like I said, I was scared, I was ignorant, I was naive. So I had my relaxed hair here. I have a video on that, and then I cut off 2011 on my anniversary is when I cut off the relaxed ends. And then early January or so of 2012, when I was pregnant with my son, that is when I was like, I can't take this anymore. And after my last retightening, I never went back to her, and I just, over time in the house by myself, you know, I was on maternity leave, so I just combined my locks over time by 2-strand twisting them. And then after I would 2-strand twist them, I would make a knot at the end, and then I started interlocking it myself with the locks together. And then over time again, because they were still too small, I combined them some more, and I've been doing that, and this is a size that makes me happy, that I can manage right now. And that is the story of how I come to have these locks. So technically they're not Sister Locks, they're combined micro locks or whatever you want to call them, and I maintain them myself. But that is the confusing, crazy story of how I got locks. I know the dates were a little bit confusing, I'm sorry you guys, but let me do a quick recap. 2008 was when I was starting to get the headaches. 2009, early in the year, is when I was diagnosed with a Pilar Cyst, and then I had my wedding in June 2009. That was the last time I relaxed my hair, and then I wore braids until 2010. March 2010 was when I got my Sister Locks installed in a 3-day span, and then I had that for a little bit over a year. And then 2012, early 2012, when I was pregnant with my son, was when I combined them into what over time is what I have now. So hopefully those dates recaps help, because I'm trying to remember everything while I tell the story. But that is why I got locks, because I have a Pilar Cyst, and I was kind of forced to get locks, or forced to go natural. But I am so happy that life forced me. I'm so happy that this happened. You guys don't know. I'm so in love with my hair. Every morning I wake up, like, I'm happy. I'm happy with my hair. I'm happy with the way it turned out. I love my hair. If you guys can't tell by how I do, if you guys can't tell by my personality, then you guys don't really see me, because I really, really and truly loved my hair. Like, I love every part of it. I love every lock. And I have a lot jewelry that says love. Ugh. So I really do love my hair. I'm happy that I got locks. The only regret is that I wish I would have gotten them sooner. I wish I wasn't so ignorant, and I wish I would have big chopped and started from fresh with short hair. And I wish I would have gotten the size locks that I wanted initially instead of paying so much money for sister locks that I didn't really want. But you live and you learn, and that is life. So that is my story. I'm sticking with it. Any questions you guys have, leave it in the comment section. Any comments. Thank you for reminding me to doing this video. And I hope I didn't leave any details out. But that is my story. That's all for now, you guys. Don't forget to continue to join me on my journey on all my social media sites. Everything is at Kayajourney. I'll leave all the links below. And thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me and sticking with me this long. I really appreciate it. That's all for now, you guys. Bye.